gentlemen, brothers and sisters, wake up! Welcome to the after party! Wake up, put your hands up, put them up! It's time that you make your voice heard! Wake up, put your hands up, get them up! Hell yeah!
Welcome to the Still Real After Party. This is a podcast with two guys who have never been in WWE. We're going to give you our opinions on it anyway. And this here is my co-host, Jake. And
Hey.
I am your other host. My name is Zanca. So we got a lot of stuff in the works. We're going to recap Raw 25 in two venues. Should have only been in maybe one. We're going to talk
Chaos.
about SmackDown, the go-home show. And we're going to do a little quick news. And then we'll get into our Rumble predictions, do some head and heart picks. And what do you think, buddy? What do you want to start off for?
I don't know, man. It's a good day.
Not a good day, though, if your name is Enzo Amore. I can tell you that.
Yeah, that's a good point. But it's a good day for me because I get to be here with you. I get to do the podcast. Then I get to go home, do nothing, and then watch Riverdale. So I'm a happy man.
Oh, dude, there you go.
Yeah.
I'm going to go home and, oh, dude, I got to tell you this before we get started.
Okay.
So, I have a 3-year-old son. He just turned 3 in December, so he's still closer to 2,
I
I'd say.
might have a 3-year-old son I don't know about.
Nah, you're in the
kidding.
clear.
I don't have any.
So, anyway, my father calls, and he
Okay.
goes, what are you doing?
Okay.
And I'm sitting there with my son, and we're watching Raw, and I go, oh, we're watching wrestling. And me and my son's name is Tyler. I go, me and Tyler are watching wrestling. And he goes, no kidding. And he goes, put Ty on. So my son gets the phone, and my dad's like, who's your favorite wrestler?
Oh, my God.
This is the greatest moment of my life.
Please tell me.
I felt like I've done it all right. I've parented
I know
perfectly,
how I
dude.
know how this is going to end, and I'm so happy.
What is your prediction?
His favorite wrestler is Braun Strowman.
Dude, he said Braun Strowman, and he said
Yes.
it like Braun.
Oh, I'm so
My dad
happy.
has no idea who that is because he
That's
still
fine.
thinks Hulk Hogan's in the ring, but it was fucking an epic moment. So anyway, let's have a serious moment real quick. Enzo Amore, serious allegations. Rape's nothing to joke about, so I'll be serious while saying this, and then we're going to get back into joking after.
Yeah.
Sucks on all accounts. If I'm being honest, I don't know how truthful this girl is
Right.
with some of the stuff coming out. She sounds like she may be batshit
Yeah,
crazy.
from what I've heard is she has a track record of
Right.
things like this, and I am a firm believer in innocent until proven guilty,
Yep.
especially with things like this. So I'm hoping that it has a good result for Enzo, and I want to see him back in the WWE, but
I don't think
know.
that's going to happen
Me
either way. But
It sucks.
I will say this: I'm not victim blaming either. I think
Right.
you should like. I mean, this goes out to everybody in the world.
Absolutely.
It's got to be a case by case basis. You know what I mean? And this girl's friends are coming out saying
Right.
she's didn't.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
or
exactly,
he didn't.
and that's where the red flags fly up. A lot of her close friends are saying it happened, but she bragged about it, so it was consent. Like it was consensual,
Yeah,
you know.
and then I've read some other things where she said she was knocked out, but then she recalls everything that happened. So
Right.
it's like, hey, I don't know. She could be telling the truth. We'll find out.
It's not-
I'm not the judge.
Right.
I'm just giving you my first opinion on things.
Obviously, we have to bring it up because
Right.
that's what we do. We're a wrestling podcast first,
Right.
But there's news in the wrestling world that has to be brought up, and that is unfortunately just as much part of it as anything else.
And
So-
I will tell you this: we're not playing, home field where I'm rooting for Enzo because he's a wrestler.
Right.
I think, the way he carries himself outside of the
He's a
ring,
nut.
he's a perfect case for something like
I know.
this. But I don't know, man. My gut reaction, though, if you're asking me, and we're not, broadcasting to the world, if we're just
Right.
sitting down having a beer, I'd be like, I don't think he did it based on what we know. But again, we weren't there, so we don't know everything.
Yeah, speaking of nuts, and this almost has nothing to do with wrestling, but Peter Rosenberg
Yep.
has a podcast
Oh, yeah.
with Mike Tyson as the co-host. And I was listening to one earlier, and one of their guests, this is like 6 months old now, I'm way late on it, but one of their guests was Flava Flav.
Oh, Jesus
And
Christ.
and just
Yeah.
imagine Mike Tyson and Flava Flav on one podcast and just be happy about everything.
I would just feel like that would be like an interview where, like, at Special Olympics, you get the guy who didn't win, maybe the guy who came in last, interviewing the guy who did win.
They were both on so many drugs.
See, so I'm going to offend a lot of people on this podcast.
Yeah, let's get back to dick jokes.
All right, so Raw 25, baby. I loved the old set. I loved that.
Before we get to that, though,
Yeah.
we kind of glazed over this last week. We didn't even talk about it because we're both dumb. There were a lot of like big signings last week, and there was. Let's talk about that real quick. There was War Machine, and then there was
Ricochet.
They're both big names. But then for the women's division, this is my personal favorite. They got Candice LeRae.
Right.
So what do you think of that?
I mean, I think they're all great signings. I'm really curious to see how it's all going to work out. And I know a lot of people are worried Ricochet is going to get sent to 205.
Yeah, 205 might not exist. So
That, yeah, and there's an open title, so you never know.
That's true.
But I'm hoping for my boy Drew Gulak in that situation.
I am as well.
But yeah, great signings, man. I mean, I've personally met Warbeard. Great
Warbeard?
dude. Yep, he's fucking awesome, man. And that's a guy who I feel like if you haven't been paying attention to, Ring of Honor or New Japan, any of that stuff, I feel like a lot of fans are going to be surprised by how agile that guy is and how he throws caution to the wind. And they're a great bruiser tag team as well. So I'm really excited for them. I think there's a lot of cool angles that those two guys could get into. I'm really excited for Ricochet because, again, if you don't follow like Lucha Underground or, the Indies, this is a guy who's like, I know it's Neville's gimmick, but Gravity forgot Ricochet 100%, man. Some people don't like that a lot of his stuff seems too choreographed. Me, I just, I suspend disbelief anyway.
It's
and
it's part of the business.
And the guy's you have to appreciate how acrobatic he is. You know what I
Right.
mean? And he can also just go. He can go with anybody. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what they do with him. I hope he has a good run in NXT before anything.
The reason, other than the fact that we didn't bring it up last week, the reason I brought it up is because there's a former WWF women's wrestler
That's
diva.
why I didn't touch on her.
Oh,
yet on Candace.
I want to
Go
touch
for
on it because I am fired up about it. Sunny, who was useless in her own right. China's porn is better than hers in everyone else's eyes,
I punched off to both of them.
Okay, sure, whatever.
I had to do Sunny.
She was saying that Candice LeRae is not pretty enough. She's not good looking enough to be on the current roster. Mm-hmm. What does that mean? Like,
I honestly don't know. And again, I think she's somebody that's really just grasping at straws
it
right now to
is.
make headlines.
It's a cry for relevancy.
Right.
It's like, hey, I haven't made headlines in a while. Might as well say something fucking stupid to be in the headlines again. Here I am.
I agree, man. Hey, again, she was also never one to get in the ring, really, and put on a 5-star match, so I really don't know why she's commenting on girls who aren't managers, I guess would be my take. But, again, here we are commenting on things that we probably shouldn't either.
Oh, sure.
So, again, it's her opinion. I think it's way the fuck off.
Yeah, it's insane.
And like we touched on, she's just trying to become, get some headlines and everything
Not
else.
only is she, I think she's a very pretty lady, but she's also arguably one of the best, now that she's signed, she's one of the best wrestlers that's going to be even on the roster.
Yeah.
No matter where she ends up, she is a hell of a wrestler.
Yeah.
And that's what really matters. I mean, you look at, she never commented on people like Ruby Riott, who's not the most attractive person. She looks like a parrot, but
I
like
it. That's
I don't like the
thing.
I don't like the look. I don't care about how she looks though. Like, I'm not looking at her like, hey, you're not good looking enough to be in the business. That's stupid.
Yeah, I mean, come on. I mean, there's really not much to say about that.
I warned you. I was going to be hot coming into this.
That's fine. You can be
and I'm hot.
I know you like yourself some of the race, so do your thing, man.
I do love me some Candice LeRae.
Yeah.
So, what do we want to do next? We want to get into a Rumble predictions?
No, let's go back to before you cut me off.
Okay.
Your whole
Hey, you know what?
Sunny
things
saga
are important.
you wanted to get into.
These things are important.
Raw 25, dude. We gotta talk
okay.
about it. I mean, this was basically just a sing along from the past. Like
It was
everybody came out and
It
did
was
the
a
hits.
3-hour nostalgia trip.
Right. And now I enjoyed it.
Me too,
but
for the most part.
I can understand why a lot of people who were there did not. So if you don't know, which I'm sure if you listen to this, you probably listen to other podcasts, you probably do know.
Right.
If you were at the Manhattan Center, 90 minutes of basically watching a screen.
It was a goddamn nightmare, and I've seen videos from both arenas.
Right.
Both arenas, apparently, when there was nothing going on, were just chaos.
But the difference is the people who were watching it from the old school set paid anywhere from $450 to over $1,000 per seat.
I'll be honest, like you said earlier, I don't think there should have been 2 venues anyway. Right. I get the reasoning behind it for the nostalgia factor or whatever, but it shouldn't have happened.
Right. And I will say this, though, on the 2 separate arena thing.
Mm-hmm.
The old school set with the camera angles and everything, it felt just so much cleaner and better. Like, it was so much more intimate. Like, the camera angles, like, the matches, it looked awesome, man. I wish they gave us, I wish the IC title match maybe was there, too. Something with a little bit more, pop at the end. Something big, because they just kind of threw a fluff Bray Wyatt
the thing, I know.
party match when the crowd was already angry.
The thing about that Intercontinental title match, though, is that needed a big crowd feel to it because of the type of match it was and the finish.
I will say yes and no, because that's a crowd that would have cheered a high.
They were pretty loud
and mighty for the Miz.
They were pretty loud.
You know what I'm saying?
So yeah, I mean, let's just start it off from the beginning. It started with the McMahon children in the ring, Steph and Shane, which you don't see together ever because obviously separate brands.
And they hate each other
And
sometimes.
they supposedly hate each other. And then they're pretty much like, hey, look at us.
There was a lot of great one-liners here. I mean, they just everything that they were saying. And then when obviously they brought out their dad, and Vinnie Mac comes out and super baby face, super big pop.
Oh, yeah.
And the guy is so good that he just turns it on. And just a couple of the lines I did like, though, I'll get back to, is the GoFundMe account. Like, all these fucking millionaires can't afford a little wooden plaque. That was great.
Yeah, so they handed him a plaque to commemorate the 25th anniversary of Raw, and then he just starts running down them. He starts running down the plaque. He starts running down the crowd, and it's amazing. Heel Vince is the best Vince on the planet.
It's so great. I mean, I wish he was the general manager of one of these brands, because him on the mic, he doesn't even have to get physical. It's always fantastic.
It's a lot of fun.
So, I mean, I think a lot of people saw this coming. The glass shatters.
Of course.
And bada boom.
Yeah, because he's saying
bastard comes out.
He's saying that he made the business himself and no one helped him. Well, here's a guy that helped you a lot.
A lot.
It's Stone Cold Steve Austin.
So he comes out and doesn't say a word, and it's pretty much the most badass promo of the night, in my opinion.
Yeah, he did not say a thing. He did the double bird, which they allowed on USA for the first time because he's never really around.
Right.
So that was a big. I popped for that.
I did. I popped for Vince McMahon saying, "Look, I'm a senior citizen now. I live in a home. Like,
I'm a member of AARP.
Yeah, isn't that great?
It was
you know who's in great shape? Shane. He throws his son under the bus. So Austin stunned Shane, obviously, and then a little subtlety I liked was Vince McMahon when he Stone Cold gave him a beer. He poured a little beer on Shane, who was dead.
Yeah, he was just hugging him and his beer
yeah.
all over Shane.
And
it was great.
Yeah, it was just great.
There was another subtle thing that happened after Shane got his first stunner and after Vince got his. Stone Cold gets beers. And then just gives one to Shane while he's still selling the stunner.
Yeah.
And I died. And then Shane got back up.
Yeah.
And then Shane got back up and got stunned again. The
and
poor
Stephanie
guy.
ran to Triple H. She was nowhere to be seen once the glass shattered.
So yeah, pretty much during this whole opening segment, I was smiling like ear to ear.
Should have closed the show.
I know. And the fact that it opened the show was not good because after the fact, I was just disappointed by a lot of the other things.
Yeah, you can't follow that.
Exactly.
I mean, that was, in my opinion, one of the greatest feuds of all time was Mr. McMahon versus Stone Cold.
Yep.
To have it open the show was great because you got everybody hooked right after. But again, you can't follow that. That would have been a good spot for a DX. I know that. They pull him out at every anniversary thing. DX comes out,
and I'm okay with it.
So it's like I am too, but I'm just saying we've seen that before.
True.
That happened way later in the show. Where
opening with DX would have been perfect.
It would have been awesome, man, to kick off the show like that. Are you ready? You know what I mean?
It would have
That
been
whole
awesome.
deal.
I mean, but they make bad decisions. So
Right. Yeah, sometimes they do.
Think about what followed this immediately. It was the 8-woman tag match.
Right, which had 3 commercials match, right?
It was a pretty
wild,
long match. It was not a bad match, but again, I still just don't care about this.
Yeah.
Like, there's no reason for this to be happening because the storyline. I guess the storyline was there a little bit with Nia and Asuka. Whatever, that's fine, and that's the only reason they were in the match.
Best part of that match was after it.
Yeah.
Asuka just going house on
just
all those
throwing
girls.
everyone around.
The spinning back fist to Bayley knocked her out, it looked like.
So, yeah, I mean, there was storyline there. It made
Right.
me care about it a little bit more and made me excited for the Women's Rumble, which is what I feared about this show anyway, because with all the nostalgia, I feel like they were kind of going to put the back burner on like the build for the Rumble, which they didn't really.
No, they hit all their keynotes.
Yeah.
Again, though, like, and another angle they could have gone if it wasn't DX was opening with the whole Braun, Brock, and Kane segment because that I love Braun. I mean, everybody knows this, but it felt after the whole night of everything, it did fall a little flat for me to end the show.
I agree. There wasn't enough Braun. First of all,
Right.
Braun should have been interacting with all the legends.
Dude, I had this vision that like Braun was gonna be out back just smashing trucks or something,
Big
and
show?
Stone Cold was gonna drive
okay.
by in like his 4-wheeler right before he leaves the venue, sees Braun fucking shit up, and then he just gets out and fucking
I was hoping
fuck
for
shit up with him.
I was hoping for a Big Show appearance, and we did not get one.
Big Show? No.
We got Mark Henry though.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah,
With the good father.
He talked to the good father, the
Yeah.
married godfather.
Yeah.
He no longer has any hoes. Yeah. And he called him sexual chocolate, which was very funny.
Dude, I loved that.
It was awesome.
Mark Henry, we ain't doing that.
So next up we had... Oh, this was a backstage segment. It was Kurt. It started with Kurt in his office. And then Jonathan Coachman comes on in. It's just starting off with... I love Jonathan Coachman. I always have. He was a good heel when he was a heel. He was great when he was a face. Like, everything. Jonathan Coachman, great. And then just more people piled in. We had Brooklyn Brawler next. And then next up was Teddy Long, who got a musical cue, which was funny.
Big pop from the crowd.
Of course, Teddy Long is amazing.
Hall of Famer Teddy.
And then Brother Love.
Which was awesome.
Oh, and Harvey Whippleman came in, too, which I didn't write down for some reason. And then my personal favorite. Yeah, because Harvey Whippleman. My personal favorite, the Boogeyman.
Okay, I have something to say about this.
Uh-oh, okay.
No, I like the Boogeyman.
Yeah, I love the Boogeyman.
But he's another one like DX who they bring out for all these special occasion things, and I'm like...
And in the Rumble once.
What the fuck did he do?
Nothing
in
at
his
all.
career?
He's under Legends contract, though. I know that much. But he's not a Legend.
Again, this isn't like a dig at him, because I enjoy him. But he's someone that they always bring back for these things.
And people love him.
I do, too. I know. I'm wondering, like... Why does he get that spot?
I agree with you. But every time, like you said, we both love Boogie, but every time he gets a pop from the general crowd, too.
Right.
So I get it. I mean, if he keeps getting a pop, why not? You know?
And he's like 65 or something, because he was over 40 when he tried out for Tough.
He's still old, but he's not that old.
In great shape,
cut.
Though.
Yeah,
great
he's super
shape.
cut.
Yeah.
And did you see, I don't know if you saw it, but he had a segment with A New Day on like an exclusive, and it was the best thing. Like, that was way better than obviously this.
What they did,
because he didn't do much. They made Xavier Woods eat worms, and it was fantastic.
Underrated actor, Xavier Woods.
Xavier Woods,
he's so good.
He will do anything for the business, and I love it. It's so good. So that was a nothing segment. Right. It was just, hey, here's a bunch of nostalgia. It did have Brooklyn Brawler, though, which is like... He's fantastic. I love Brooklyn Brawler because he's the king of jobbers.
He started it all.
And then next up we have the Taker segment.
Which confused the shit out of me.
This confused the shit out of a lot of people. Yeah. He came out and pretty much just said, he listed off all these people who beat him, and not Roman Reigns, and said that they're going to rest in peace.
Yeah, and which I guess would have been cool if it was different.
I don't get it. I didn't understand. Was it a retirement? Was it a Rumble declaration or something? Maybe he's like, all these people are going to rest in peace because I'm in the Rumble. You know, like something like that. I don't know.
I was talking with my girl because we were watching together, and I literally looked over, and I go, what the fuck happened? And she goes, well, look at it this way. The crowd's chanting one more match, and they faded to black. I was like, that's fucking epic if that's what it was, but I don't think anybody caught that.
Well, part of me hopes
I didn't catch it.
Part of me hopes it is. I want him to go against Cena.
Right.
That's that. But part of me doesn't want him in a match at all.
See, I understand why you're saying this, but I will say this. This is not a slight to Roman either, because I think we're both pretty much on the Roman train for the most part.
Oh, yeah.
I like him. I don't want to get oversaturated with him just like everybody else, but I enjoy him when he's out there.
I'll oversaturate.
Right,
I'll be the guy.
You will.
I'll be the guy.
He's not the kind of guy, though, who can have a match with Undertaker at this stage of Undertaker's career, where I feel like John Cena, who's been around forever, he's worked with everybody.
Yeah.
I feel like storyline-wise, maybe, or just physically, he'll be able to figuratively and literally carry Undertaker a little bit more than Roman could.
They definitely could put on an entertaining match. I want to see it. There's a big part of me that wants to see it. However, I've seen how Undertaker has been in his last couple matches, and he just looks like he's in pain. Like, he just looks like he wants to be there, but he can't physically do it anymore.
I think what it is the Undertaker's chasing that final match that people are like, that was a great match. Yeah. And I feel like he doesn't want to go out on his last couple because they haven't been that great, so he keeps coming back thinking this one will be the best one.
Yeah. I don't think the Roman match was that bad. I mean, it was
pretty terrible match.
Okay,
man.
fine.
Yeah. It was
storyline-wise, it was fine.
Storyline-wise, it was fine. The actual match, though, and I think that's what Undertaker's old school. He really cares about that stuff. So, I think Cena is going to be, if this goes down,
I think it's going to happen.
Because in my opinion,
because they both need matches right now.
Well, Cena could face off with Elias at Mania. I would fucking love that.
I would also love that, but I don't think they see Elias in that light yet.
Oh, they will, my man.
Oh, they will. I think they will too, because they obviously like Elias. They're always giving him prominent, like they have him in the ring with John Cena. Like that's important to a lot of people.
Yeah, it really got John Cena over. That's why. Elias is the fucking man, dude.
Yeah. So I mean. That was weird.
I'll give you this. I'll give you a quick WrestleMania prediction.
Okay.
I'm going Elias Miz IC title match.
That's a good prediction. I think the same thing, actually, because that would be a hell of a storyline. Imagine the promos with that. I think we talked about that last week, too.
We did. We thought Elias was going to maybe take over the Miz Taraj or something.
Something like that. So that was weird. That was a weird segment.
Yeah.
No one's sure what it means.
There wasn't any magic.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, where they were,
didn't even
probably
put the
didn't
lights
have
down.
it. That's what I'm saying. He came out, and it just felt like it looked like they were at a bingo hall, and he was there to play bingo. You know what I mean? Because he's
Because
at
he's
that age.
100 years old.
I know, but the lighting and everything, it
Yeah,
made him look. There was nothing like that. There wasn't any cool thing. The whole time, I'm waiting for someone's music to hit. Anybody's. Any fucking choke slam or something.
Anything.
Just-
Nothing
yeah.
happened. It was cryptic, and it was strange, and no one knows what it means.
It was basically a Bray Wyatt promo from the last 3 years where he says a bunch of shit that nobody understands.
Yeah, so after that, cut to black, whatever, went to commercial. And then we went backstage to a long-running segment in this whole night.
Oh, God, yeah.
The APA is playing poker with
Everyone.
Heath Slater. Well, first it started with Heath Slater and Rhino, and that's it. And then a wad of money gets thrown down. And, of course, who could that be? It's the only guy with that much money at this time. It's the $1 Million Man. With the belt, by the way.
He looked great. He was great in it. Yeah. So let's just get this whole segment out of the way.
Yeah, might as well.
There was
because it
a ton of
happened.
people,
It was like
yeah.
the Braun segment. It happened periodically through different segments.
Right. So I will say this: the one person that wasn't there that should have been there, and it would have been perfect, is when let's just skip ahead because there wasn't really that many people you need to talk about. Natalia won.
MVP was
Flush of
there.
Hearts. MVP was there. Didn't really do anything.
Jeff Hardy showed back up.
Didn't say anything.
No, he said one thing.
That's why I'm saying we can just let's skip right to this point that I want to make.
Okay.
$1 Million Man. All right, Heath Slater's losing all night. Worldwide, Titus Worldwide accused him of cheating. $1 Million Man though wins the biggest pot of the night. As he's pulling those chips in, the one person who wasn't there that should have been there was IRS.
Of course,
It would have been so good.
That would have been perfect.
If IRS was there when the $1 Million Man pulled all those chips in, because they used to be a tag team for
Right.
those who don't know, Money Inc. back in the 90s. If he looked at the $1 Million Man and said, "You know what that's gonna cost? You owe me this," and then it could have kept IRS heel and turned Ted DiBiase babyface in a matter of seconds.
Oh man, I didn't even think of that. Now, I
wanted
really
it to
wish.
happen.
I really wish that happened. That's too bad.
But yeah, so that was basically the whole thing.
There wasn't much going on. It was nice to see MVP. I don't even know what he's been up to. I haven't seen him in ages.
All that stuff was pre-taped too before the whole thing. So it's like those guys could have been bouncing back and forth from show, but they didn't do it. So a lot of screen watching.
I don't think
for a lot of the people
MVP
there.
would get that much of a pop if he came out anywhere anyway. He would.
He was pretty sweet.
He would,
and
but
he was big in TNA.
Yeah, well, yeah. So after after another one of those segments, they brought out all the Raw or most of the Raw general managers, I should say.
No Vicky.
Was Vicky a Raw general manager, or was she only? Oh, I don't remember that. I remember her on SmackDown.
SmackDown. Then didn't she come out for Raw? Wasn't her final thing?
I don't remember.
And then I don't remember. Either.
But I know there were
not
some people.
factual.
There were some people. Ah, fuck it. There were some people missing.
Yeah.
Brad Maddox wasn't there.
Go figure.
Could have seen that coming. And I kind of wanted
Yeah,
them
because
to.
he filmed it.
Ha ha ha! Very funny.
I am a stand-up comedian.
I was hoping they would do a segment with the anonymous Raw GM computer.
That would have been funny,
just
dude.
to dick around.
I didn't think of that. That would have been good.
And other than that, the segment was nothing really.
Yep. Yeah, that's the other thing too. Is a lot of the people they promoted for this, maybe is why I felt a little let down. Was they just came out and waved.
Yeah, they were like, here I am.
I mean, all the
they did
divas-
the same with the women.
The women, yeah. They
Which
all
we can
came
just
out
talk
and
about that
waved.
right now too, because it's essentially the same segment as this, but all the women.
It was basically the Hall of Fame dudes coming out during WrestleMania. They came out at the top of the ramp, waved, and that was that.
Yeah, pretty much. The women that came out, it was the Bellas, Maurice, very pregnant, Lillian Garcia, Jacqueline, Tori, Taker's wife, Michelle McCool,
Yep.
Terry, Maria, also super pregnant. No Mike. I wanted Mike. And then Trish.
You know what was funny too is when Maria came out and her music hit, I was like, "Who is this?" Because I forgot because they haven't
and
given.
Kelly.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude.
Kelly looks great.
phenomenal.
Yes, she looks real good.
Those jean shorts, Jesus Christ, lady.
Man, she's got legs for days. Like
Dude, all those women look still phenomenal.
Where was my girl Stacy Keibler?
Yeah, she's pretty Hollywood nowadays.
I'm
my
bummed.
dude. So is Tori, man. She's dated some pretty high-profile people.
Tori's looking good too. A little
She's
plastic surgery,
phenomenal.
I think, but she looks real good.
Well, that must have been from a while ago because she's a fitness guru
Yeah.
now. So, I will say this. How do you feel about Nolita? Because I think I know why.
I do too. Yeah,
What
we'll talk
are you
about
gonna
that.
go with?
We'll talk about that.
All right.
We'll get there because it
You
has
gotta
to
have-
do with the Rumble.
You got to have Lita there for this segment if the Rumble wasn't right around the corner.
That's who
right.
Kurt Angle was on the phone with a couple weeks ago.
I think I concur.
All right, so after this GM segment, it was my favorite match of the night, personally. The Miz and Roman Reigns.
Yeah, there wasn't another match, I don't think. Nothing.
You might be right.
Nothing.
Oh yeah, there was the Slater nothing match.
There was a lot of nothing matches, a lot of quick matches.
So it started with Miz coming out after Daniel Bryan had come out in the GM segment, and they had a pretty great stare down that made me happy for hopefully the future.
I think that future is gonna. Yeah. Well, all right. So yeah, that was awesome.
Yes.
I wish they did so much more of that though, where different stars rub shoulders who like
right
would have an
had
inside
passed,
joke.
yeah.
Like because
like AJ in the club.
Oh my god, that would have been sick.
Like why didn't that happen?
I don't know. Yeah. So great match. I thought Miz. His like storytelling in the ring is where he shines. You're not gonna see him do a springboard 450 or anything, but the way he tells a story, the way he sells, the way he does all this, it was great. And Roman had his match. He really sold a lot of the goods. He hit his big spots. Mm-hmm. He helped out. The Miz Taraj tried helping out, and
they both kicked out of each other's finishers, which I think is important as well.
For the Miz, it's important.
For the Miz, it's very important.
Makes him look strong. I
exactly.
mean, it did take 3, whatever it's called. Face crushing finales.
Yeah, the skull crushing finale. Yeah,
finales. My mind's warped. I've watched a lot of wrestling.
It's been a long week, and it's only Wednesday.
So, yeah, he had to hit 3 of those, and one of them involved the fucking turnbuckle. So.
Which was genius, by the way.
Oh, so good. And they filmed it geniusly, too.
I didn't notice it.
Oh, really? Yeah, I thought it was
when he did it, I didn't notice it. And then when it happened, I was like, oh. And then they showed it, and I was like, oh, that makes so much sense. And then I was like, what a finish, because it's a heel finish. Like, that's one of the most heel things you can do. He had a distraction. There was an exposed turnbuckle, and then he won the match, clean, quote unquote.
Right.
He won the match without anyone noticing, you know?
I know it's going to sound like a cliche thing to say, but it's not. It kept Roman strong. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because he won with an exposed turnbuckle. Yeah.
So that's I'm trying to say that without being like make Roman look strong. I mean, seriously, it kept him strong. He's
an ex-Universal champion. He has to look strong.
Yeah, we'll see. I may disagree.
Hey, that's fine.
That's coming up.
We'll talk about that. So after that was the Peep Show, which I love Christian, and I want him to be in the Hall of Fame. Biggest snub of the Hall of Fame so far, in my opinion, other than China, but I know why they're doing that.
Yeah.
So the Peep Show segment was Jason Jordan and Seth Rollins. So I noticed something. Jason Jordan.
Amazing, yeah.
Amazing. Gets way more heat than Roman Reigns.
Jason Jordan gets way more heat than anybody on the roster, dude.
We need to think of a new category. There's X-Pac heat, there's Roman heat. There's Jason Jordan heat now, because they wouldn't even let him talk.
Dude, he is there. It was basically the night Roman, I'm using finger quotes here, retired The Undertaker.
Right.
And they didn't let him talk.
Oh, yeah.
It was like that for an episode of Raw for Jason Jordan. Like, nothing important's happened.
I'm excited to see him just continue with this. I don't even know if I can call it a heel persona, because it's not.
100%
but
is.
It is, but it's not. Like, it's a heel persona in disguise.
Dude, there's so many cool things they could do with him right now, too, where he could, sneak into his father's office and pull his own Rumble ball and, steal the number 30
That might something like that might happen.
Oh,
if he's not going to... Well, he could be in the Rumble, but he might not be in the Rumble because he has a match.
I see where things are gonna go though. So let's bust through this. So that was fucking sweet. Like
the bar shows up, they fucking interrupt them because they're the bar. They have a storyline to progress. That, like I was talking about, the storylines. They still touched on each storyline, which is good.
They did a good job, and we talked about that, being worried about 25 would take over. Right.
Right. Then they had a backstage segment with Alexa Bliss. It's nothing much. Charlotte shows up with Rick because Rick needs to be there. It's Raw 25.
And Charlotte's a fucking giraffe height.
Charlotte is large. Charlotte is very tall. So that was not much of a segment. Just like, you haven't beat me, I'm better than you.
I like that. Though,
and then they
wooed.
Two
champions meet
and then they wooed. Yeah, finally. I wanted to see that match.
Right. Could have been cool at the Rumble.
And then Rick absolutely wanted a piece of Alexa Bliss.
Dude, yeah. Yeah, man.
It was very funny. That was probably my favorite part of that. So Titus, they went to the other arena again.
Yep.
Matt Hardy versus Bray Wyatt. Fine, okay match. Bray got a clean win, which never happens, and it's probably not going to matter anyway because Matt's going over whenever they meet next.
Yeah, I don't know why this match happened now. I feel like we talked about this last week where they haven't done a really great job building this whole thing.
There was a shitty build to a nothing match.
Right.
And I was hoping for maybe even a Rumble pre-show match would have been better than this,
I will
bigger
say
stage,
this,
all that.
Bray's I don't know what you want to call it, if it's a back elbow or whatever it is, a low cross body. That thing he hits when he bounces off the ropes and full speed in it.
He's a hell of a wrestler.
Dude, him and Hardy and him, dude, they hit so fucking hard. Like, I thought he might have straightened out Matt's knees finally. Like, he hit him so hard, dude.
It was a fun match. I mean, it was just like, but
it
it was
what it is. And
but
the
it was
other
nothing.
thing that sucked though is the crowd wasn't into it because they were watching Raw.
Something else.
Yeah, the Barclays Center for the past hour and a half.
And next up was my favorite segment of the night because it involved I can't even speak. It involved Elias.
Yeah.
And Alpha Club Chris Jericho.
Oh, the scarf segment?
Yes.
I did. I enjoyed this too.
And it led to the Elias promo as well.
Let's touch on this though.
Oh.
Fucking my favorite line, other than the scarf line, was Jericho. I see you have a guitar. Can I use it? No. And then he goes, well, I happen to have one anyway.
Yeah, he just
that little
has a
line where
guitar.
he pulls it around. That was great.
These two are just such huge personalities,
Right.
and to see them interact, which I believe is for the first time they've interacted, it was amazing, and I could not have asked for more.
Yeah, I enjoyed the whole thing. I love Elias, man. I really feel like they're building this guy up, right?
I think it's very interesting they let him wear that shirt.
Who?
Jericho.
I don't think they have much say. When Jericho shows up, it's just...
I agree, but I think there's something to it.
He's at... oh, yeah, they're very well...
Which I'll talk about that, too.
Okay. I will say this, though. Elias is fucking huge, man.
Yeah.
Because, like, him standing next to Cena, I was worried that... Not worried, but I thought maybe he'd look a little smaller.
No.
He's fucking jacked.
He's a
tall.
huge dude.
He's got the look of, like, somebody you want at the top of your
I
roster.
want that man to be champion. And
Right.
I don't care if it's mid-card. I don't care if it's top of the card. I don't care if he wins the Cruiserweight belt somehow. Because Enzo doesn't have it anymore. So... I want to see him succeed so bad because he's one of the biggest personalities on the show right now.
He reminds me a lot of, and I maybe I shouldn't say this, but I will. Razor Ramon, when he first started, had the same build, the same look, the same kind of cool. Doesn't give a shit about anybody else's
He looks like
character.
shit.
Yeah, he's a fucking hell of a life though. So I feel like they're building this guy up like a Razor Ramon almost.
Okay. Yeah.
Where I think, like we were talking about, I think he's gonna get a mid card title first, which not a lot of guys do nowadays.
No, I know. Well, I mean, look at the Miz. He's making that belt relevant. He makes that belt huge. And I even Bobby Roode, I feel like that belt is about to get a big bump too. So I'm excited to see what they do with the future. I mean, it was a huge segment with him. He went toe to toe with John Cena in a prominent segment in the night.
And smashed the fuck out of him with a guitar.
Made him look really strong.
Right.
He beat Cena basically.
Cena putting over talent.
It's so good. And people say he doesn't do it. And I don't believe him.
He did not have to take a guitar to the back. No. You know what I'm saying? He can totally kibosh anything he doesn't want to do, so you got to give Cena some credit. Maybe he's going to squash him in their next match on
Probably.
But hey, man, he's putting
I want
Elias on the map.
this to be like a feud. Like I want at least like a month of this.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll happen. I don't know how long Cena's going to be around, but I want to see this more of it. So next up was the Godfather segment we talked about. And then Titus Worldwide and Slater during the poker game got really heated at each other. So they had a match, which I thought was just going to be for no reason. But then it cut to commercial, which was weird. And then when it came back from commercial, they were just brawling. All of them. And then you just hear the Dudley Boys theme music, and I was like, oh, it all makes sense now.
My favorite part of this whole thing is the Dudley Boys demolishing people, getting the tables, demolishing. And then they just, like, Rhino just had his, like, partner destroyed.
He threw him in. He threw him in. It was great.
And then, he's there holding the arms up. I was just like, that's great, man. I love that.
Well, I mean, he's got the background with the Dudley
That's
Boys,
what
too,
I'm
in
saying,
ECW.
though, but his,
So
like, current partner, he fed the wolves.
it's fine. He needs to toughen him up.
It was funny, you know?
It was very funny. It was definitely a comedy segment.
Right.
And a reason to get the Dudleys back in there. That's it.
And I will say this, Corey Graves dropping the dilly dilly instead of the what's up when he's like, we should probably update this.
That was
Dilly
very
dilly.
good. I love
liked
Corey
it, man,
Graves. Yeah, I love Corey Graves on commentary. And he's on both shows. Which
To the
makes it
pit of
even better.
misery. I thought he did well.
So after that, we had a AJ Styles backstage. He called Kevin Owens Cammy again. I wanted to shoot myself.
Yeah, he did name.
Yeah, no, it's awful and it keeps going. So that's nothing. Next up, we get to DX, which I always love seeing DX. It's just a segment where they come out. There's only two of them at the beginning, and then they're like, "Here's everybody else," just like they did on Raw 1000. But it's really a nothing segment until the club comes out, and obviously the connection there is the two suites.
Right.
They take inspiration from the Click and DX and NWO, like all that. They're the next. I think that was kind of a passing of the torch. They're like the next big faction, you know.
The big reason why I will agree with you here is you know, the Revival comes out, you know, impromptu match, maybe. I don't know. I didn't know if it was booked.
It probably
Gallows
was.
and Anderson pick up the win, and then basically it's you know, everybody hits the big moves
Of course.
which we called on the Revival. But the big thing was the final move wasn't, you know, a super kick, wasn't the pedigree. It was Finn off the top rope, you know, double stomp, and Triple H holding Finn's arm, looking dead in the camera. Mm-hmm. And that's how that segment ended. Mm-hmm. That's where I'm kind of like,
Again,
okay.
that was important.
Right.
There were a lot of important segments, in my opinion, this time around.
In my opinion, too, Triple H probably booked that whole segment.
Oh, yeah.
Because, you know,
He loves
Finn's
Finn.
his boy, dude.
He loves Finn.
Yeah. And maybe, I think he's still backing the kid, which, you know, I find it refreshing that, you know, Triple H does that. He stands by someone like him and Kevin Owens, you know. Mm-hmm. I like that he does that.
So Scott Hall was there, but no Kevin Nash.
Yeah.
And I looked this up. I didn't know why.
Oh, yeah.
He had knee
covering.
surgery,
Can't
I guess,
fly.
so that's why Kevin Nash wasn't there. It was a bummer.
Yeah, when you're 9 feet tall and you just had knee surgery, getting in an airplane.
And
is
that's not his
work
first
out.
knee surgery, I don't think, either.
Maybe.
I don't
He's
know.
had a lot of
He's had a lot
surgery,
of shit
so-
going on with his legs because he's a giant man.
He's a good dude, though. He did put out that he wished he could have been there. It's
Yeah.
no heat or
Right.
anything.
Well, I didn't know that, and
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
happy
yeah.
that it's not that.
You gotta keep up with StillRealToUs.com.
I
Cheap
try.
plug.
I
Bang,
try.
bang.
I try to. Yeah, you cheap plug in your own page. But yeah, so this led us to that was a great segment with the club and DX. This led us to the main segment or the ending segment, which was Braun, Lesnar, Kane confrontation. Braun just threw Lesnar into a table, and that was pretty much it.
Dude, the way Braun throws, I mean, I know they're building him up to be this monster,
I know.
flipping over trucks and everything, you know, and I'll keep it real. There might be some help doing that. But the way he throws Brock
true.
Lesnar around, it's like, that guy's fucking strong, dude.
I know. Yeah, there's no denying he was a former strongman. Like, there's no
I
denying
know.
that he's a strong dude. But yeah, no, obviously he's
Brock
not actually
is a
flipping these
fucking
things.
giant too, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not breaking the wheel here or inventing the wheel here, saying this shit.
Yeah.
But it's just the way he throws Brock around. It still amazes me that he just does
it's
that.
awesome. I love how they're building Braun, but how they're building him makes me know that he's going to lose at the Rumble, which is a bummer.
100%.
Which
So
is a
let's
huge bummer.
Get into this Royal Rumble, baby.
We're not even going to bother with SmackDown.
No, they had some great matches.
SmackDown had good matches. There were no actual good segments though. There was no build to anything.
I'll do it right now. Ready?
Go ahead.
I'm gonna tear this whole thing up. SmackDown, best parts. Gable with that rolling, suplex for the win. Fucking awesome. His storytelling in the matches are great as well. Great wrestler. I see a bright future for him in the ring. I think it was Jimmy or Jey Uso. One of the
Jimmy.
Usos. Great match, those two guys. I like how he tried working the knee, the move to the shoulder, and then just the win came out of nowhere for me. I don't know why. I just didn't see that coming. Naomi, springboard roll up, springboard sunset flip.
Uh-huh.
She picked up the win over
Liv.
Morgan.
Yep.
Who I thought looked really good in the ring.
She's always looking good.
I know physically, but I meant like her.
Oh, as
her
a wrestler?
ring work though. I thought it was I thought her match. Was
She's pretty enough
good,
to
man.
be. She's pretty enough to be on the roster.
Yeah. And that, and let's just skip right to AJ versus Cammy stuff was sweet.
Oh, Shinsuke Nakamura got
That's
a
what
true
I am getting
RKO.
to.
True
That's the
RKO out of
highlight
nowhere.
SmackDown. The camera angle, perfect. I'm sitting there watching this, and I'm like, all right, here it comes. The big, the knee and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, by the way, knees to faces. Shinsuke, sorry, that's Punk's thing. I don't know if you
yeah.
can say that. But anyway, this RKO, dude, I'm sitting there. It's quiet. It's got to be about, I don't know, 9:35, 9:20, somewhere around there. Again, I have a kid. He's in bed by 9. All of a sudden, this RKO comes out, and I do one of these. It's going to be loud. I go, what the fuck was that? Because I was like, did not see that shit coming, dude.
I think I talked about this last week. I'm not a huge Orton guy.
However,
I will mark out when RKO out of nowhere is wonderfully timed like that one. That was good.
Hits them so perfectly.
Yep.
And
And
I
he
mean,
still
you can
does,
say he's only got one move. It's a fucking good
That's
move.
fine.
Yeah.
Like if they do it, if they book it like that, if they book it perfectly like that, I'm fine with it.
Right.
That's fine. I love it. It was
that
great.
was the highlight of SmackDown. Let's do this, baby.
Okay,
Let's
yeah,
do
let's
the
get into the meat
Royal
of it.
Rumble.
Oh, AJ had a match with Kevin
I
Owens,
hit
blah, blah,
that.
blah. Yeah,
it
whatever.
was good.
Sammy won. Sammy won over AJ. That was fun.
But AJ fucked up Kevin Owens a
But
lot.
AJ fucked up Kevin Owens, and they're going to lose at the Rumble. So
Okay.
we're going to talk about that, though. I didn't say anything.
Ready?
No.
Let's get into this. This used to be, when I was a child, my favorite pay-per-view.
This is
now,
still
obviously,
mine.
it's WrestleMania.
No,
for
this
me.
is still mine. Because obviously there's Mania, which is the show. But the Royal Rumble has always... It's kind of the nostalgia factor without it being Raw 25, something like that, because you never know who's going to show up in the Rumble. There have been some lackluster ones in recent years, but then there have been AJ Styles debuting at one, so like it could go either way. I'm hoping for the best, and I have a couple predictions for that.
All right, let's do this first. I will say, one thing that bummed me out about the Rumble this year, there was no qualifying matches leading into it. Everybody's just in it.
That is true. They haven't done that in a while, I thought.
They did last year. They had some qualifying matches.
I don't remember.
I just felt like that could have been a good way to build up the Rumble being, you know what I mean?
Yep.
But anyway.
So where are we going to start?
I'm going to start with this. It's in Philly. I love the Philly crowds.
Philly crowds are great.
Because I feel like they're the type of people that listen to this podcast. And
hey, what up, Philly?
Just love the chants, man.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people don't. They think it takes away from some things. I like it here.
It depends on what it is.
I wouldn't want it every Raw, every SmackDown, every pay-per-view. But here it's fun. And
unless you're chanting boring.
The thing about the Rumble,
I don't like that.
There's some downtime in a Rumble.
Yeah,
I mean,
there will be.
You get people in and out or whatever I'm saying, but like the match-wise, there's time for some funny chants.
And I don't care if either one of them, like I hope both of them go an hour. I don't even care. I want so much Rumble that it's not even funny.
Well, there's only a few matches before those.
That's true.
Rumbles
and one of them doesn't exist anymore.
That's true. So let's start with this one. Raw Tag Team Title match.
Okay.
You have our personal favorite, Jason Jordan. With his little partner there, Seth Rollins.
Yeah, nobody. He's a bum.
And they're obviously taking on The Bar, who is still one of my favorite tag teams.
I love The Bar, and they have been together over a year now, which blows my mind.
And they add a new point to their entrance about every other week.
And Sheamus has Pickle Rick on his jacket.
I love that.
And I could not focus on anything else.
All right, so we don't have to do head and heart here if you don't want to.
I think they're both the same.
Yeah, I think... Oh, you do? Yeah, I think we disagree on this one. So
you think?
First.
All right.
Who you got winning this one and becoming or retaining the tag team?
Now that I see Jason Jordan doing what he's doing, I think Jason Jordan and Seth Rollins are going to retain this title and hold on to it for a little while.
Now that I see what Jason Jordan and Seth Rollins are doing, I see them losing to The Bar to set up for a little rivalry between those two.
Yeah, but how much more exciting would it be if the rivalry was still with them as tag champions?
True, but who got kneed in the face at Raw?
That's a good point. They very well could go that route.
I see a little, if he plays the stubborn or the spoiled brat kid thing where he just kind of, Rollins has this big thing and Jason Jordan, the crowd's getting into it, he might go in for the hot tag, does the old jump off the apron, walk to the back.
Actual heel turn.
Yeah.
It could happen. I'm excited for that match. Those two teams are going to put on a hell of a match.
Oh, yes.
And I'm happy with either result because I love The Bar. And if Jason Jordan and they don't have a name, if Jason Jordan and Rollins win,
the Shield, dude,
Champions Club.
Yeah.
If they win, it's still exciting because I want to see what they're going to do going forward.
All right, so marking it down. You're going Jordan Rollins. I'm going The Bar.
Yes, sir.
I think both tag team title matches, by the way, could be something worth talking about for a while because I feel like both these tag matches are going to be incredible.
American Alpha.
Right? That's very
true,
too.
Talk about how far they've come along.
So, SmackDown tag team title match.
Yep.
We have Gable and Benjamin versus the Usos.
Okay.
I feel like this could be the match of the night.
Definitely, it's like got sleeper potential.
I just feel
it's one of those ones that's going to fly under the radar, but then when you watch it, and the tag matches do this all the time, like with the New Day and the Usos, they did it all the time. So what's your pick on this one? You first.
I am torn on this one. I'm 50-50. I could see
I'm not.
The Usos retaining.
Sure, I could see it, but
man, do I love me some Gable and Benjamin. I'm not sold on their promos yet.
I am.
I'm getting there. I just see so much potential in Gable.
Yeah.
And this isn't even one of my, I love the Brooklyn Brawler type, things. I just see a lot of potential in this kid.
No, I do too. He's goofy, but he's also super serious at the same time.
He's Kurt Angle's son. He should have been Kurt Angle's son.
He's actual Kurt Angle's son.
Olympian.
Yeah.
Everything. Wrestler. The guy can go in the ring. He can be goofy.
Yeah.
I think...
he's a star.
I think that this is the way they go, though. I think it's going to be Gable and Benjamin winning.
Yeah, me too. I agree with you 100%. I think it's time. The Usos have had it a long time. They've done a great job with what they've reinvented themselves, and they've made themselves relevant again. And I think there'll be another match after this. Yeah. But I know there'll be another match after this, but I do think this is the time for Gable and Benjamin.
I think it'll be a good moment too. I think it'll be basically American Alpha as tag team champions, but on separate brands.
I'm so happy about it. It's going to be exciting. What's up next?
What is up next is, in my opinion, a match that could be amazing or could fall flat. AJ Styles versus Cammy for the WWE Heavyweight Championship.
Okay, I'll start this off by saying I'm excited for it.
I am too.
And I'm optimistic about it. But the promo, like, if there's a promo about it, I'm going to shoot myself.
Oh, the Cammy?
Yep.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
It's so bad.
Here's my thing on it, though. Handicap matches, it's going to be a lot of AJ getting beat down. And he's phenomenal, don't get me wrong.
Of course.
But AJ shines, believe it or not, in triple threat matches where, he can fight. So, I mean, as long as he can take one guy out, there could be some moments where this match really is a highlight for me. But
Yeah, this one I do have a head and heart pick for.
Okay. Let's just get right to the finish then. What do you got, man? Who's going over?
AJ's going to win the match. That is because, Sami Zayn stood tall over him on SmackDown. That's usually how whoever stands tall is usually the loser. But imagine the storyline they could go forward with co-champions Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. Just saying that gives me goosebumps. That could be perfect.
If this was in, say, September, I'd agree with you. Mm-hmm. WrestleMania right around the corner, though.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
I don't know how you can have a co-champion.
Unless, the only thing I can see happening, co-champion, those two.
Yeah.
And then something happens between them. They fight for the belt at Mania.
See, this is where my prediction
But
is
that
coming
won't happen.
in. AJ's winning.
Yes.
Miscommunication between Sammy and KO. And then they will fight at Mania.
Okay.
But it's going to be a
fine.
slow build, I feel. Not slow, because
I'm fine with slow builds, though.
But I feel like maybe a little miscommunication. Then they act like they're fine. A couple weeks.
A little dissension in the ranks.
And it's going to be not so much a festival of friendship, because that built for a long time.
Okay.
But something along those lines, I feel like Kevin Owens or hopefully Sammy.
I want Sammy to blow up, and I want him to. Yeah,
because he's got that. He's a great heel, man. He's great. He annoys the shit out of me, and
it's
I love
awesome.
it. Yeah,
It's perfect.
Yep. I love that shit, man. All right, the big match. That's not called the Rumble.
Actual big match. They're all large.
Universal title match.
Yeah.
Brock versus Braun.
Yeah.
Special guest referee. Special guest probably taking the pinfall, Kane.
He's there. Kane is there.
So, Kane has not been highlighted very well in
No,
in this feud
he looked strong on one Raw one time
with Brock.
with Brock. No one has looked strong against Braun, which is good. That's how they should build this, even though he's going to lose.
Crazy angle, I think, might happen.
Kurt?
I think Kane might win.
You think Kane's going to win this? Are you out of your mind? What is this, a retirement send-off? Just like, Kane, go be mayor now, but you get the title first? I don't think so.
No. He loses it on Raw the next night, because that's Kane's MO.
To Braun or to Brock?
Yeah, I don't know.
Will Brock have a match on Raw? No.
All right. But, no. So I'm just joking around. I don't think
That would be
Kane's winning.
fucking awesome.
But
I love Kane. That would be awesome. Not
knows?
going to happen.
Who knows?
He's there to take the pin.
All right. So I'm just going to mix a bunch of shit together right now.
Okay,
'cause
go.
This is how my brain works.
Make it happen.
I have Brock pinning Kane with Braun on the outside. Braun freaks out, gets mad, storms, breaks a bunch of shit, storms to the back. This is what I want to happen, but it won't.
no.
So I'm gonna sneak over to the Rumble real fast, because this is not my actual pick, but it's something I want to throw out in the universe. Braun comes out at number 30.
He would not get any heat like Roman did.
Braun comes out at 30.
Mm-hmm.
There's like 5 guys in the ring battling. Braun walks to the ring, grabs the bottom of the ring, tips it over, tips out everybody in the ring.
You're insane.
Puts the ring back down, stands in it. Your
So
Royal Rumble winner, Braun.
So you're saying he tips the ring and everyone actually goes over the
Over
top
the
rope,
top rope.
gets eliminated, and that's how he wins the
How
Rumble?
fucking awesome would that be?
That would be the most bizarre Rumble on the face of the
my God,
ever.
I would
That would be the most
freak
strange
out,
Rumble
dude.
ever. Oh, so would I. I'd be dying. You'd be dying.
I don't know how
I
they would
know
do
you
it.
were dying, but that no, not gonna happen.
So yeah, so that's just
That's your
fantasy
fantasy
pick.
booking dream scenario.
Back to the Universal title match. Brock,
yeah.
I feel, will pin Kane, though.
I
And I do
think we-
kind of feel like Braun's going to be pissed off about it and probably end.
We
maybe
agree.
the
We
Rumble.
agree on that one. Brock's winning that stupid
Okay.
match. I hate Brock.
Women's Royal Rumble.
I got a couple things for this.
All right,
But,
you take it, buddy, because I don't have much.
We were going to talk about who we want.
Right.
Who we want to show up. Obviously, there's going to be people there that are the whole women's roster is there. I think that's like 17 people. So that leaves a lot of open space.
Let's do this. We each pick a legend, maybe.
Okay.
And then we'll pick NXT call up, maybe.
Okay.
And then a wild card.
All right.
How does that sound?
Sure.
Is that what you got on your little list over there? Is that
I
enough people?
I have a little
You
of
can
each.
salt and
So
pepper.
I might add a couple extras.
Okay. Let's start off with this. Who do you think in NXT might make an appearance?
It's in my opinion, it's definitely going to be the Iconic Duo.
Yeah, okay.
And
I agree with you.
and we talked about this before as well. I want it to be one entry. I don't want them to come out at the same time. Have them come out at like number 22 or number 11 or something, and have them be one entry. And I want them to get pretty far too. Obviously, it won't end with those two, but I want them to get pretty far because I love the Iconic Duo.
So
they're my number one pick.
That's what I had too. But off the cuff, I'll switch it up. Maybe Ember Moon gets a little spotlight.
I have Ember Moon
NXT
on my list
champ,
as well.
You know, so I'll go with that then.
Okay.
Just to be different, because I agree with you. Though.
I'm glad
I
we
think
agree
those
on
two
that one
should
because
come up,
they need. And I think it should be an actual call up too. Because I am sick of them just being. I mean, NXT is obviously a huge show. Either make NXT 2 hours, in my opinion, or bring them up to the main roster so they can be misused.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, man. I think they use the women better than they use some.
That's
of the
a
men.
very fair point. Hey, Ty Dillinger's in the Rumble.
Yeah, I love that. You're not winning.
That's my
buddy.
sleeper
Sorry.
pick for the Rumble winner, Ty Dillinger, coming
All
out
right.
at number 10 for the second year in a row.
Legend.
Legend for the women. I have 2, but I
Trish is one, right?
have 3 actually.
Trish
is
one. 'Cause
one.
That's the one that's going around.
Trish is one because that's an obvious one.
Yep.
We talked about this earlier. Lita.
I agree.
Lita was the one on the phone with Kurt Angle either last week or a couple weeks ago. Don't remember. That's who he was talking about. That's why she wasn't on Raw 25. But my, I have like a wild card return as well. Karma.
Ooh.
First ever women's Royal
Awesome
Rumble.
Kong.
Awesome Kong. Karma. Whatever other name she's been. That would be like
Face off with Nia Jax.
that's
would
what
be
I'm saying.
epic.
Face off with Nia Jax. It'd be like, and this is horrible to say, it'd be like the Mark Henry Big Show role.
Because the
But
fat.
that's what it would. No, it's
That's
because
what
she's
she
big.
meant. That's what she
she's
meant.
big.
You can
She's
say
a
it, it's
large
okay.
woman, but she is great in the ring.
Big's beautiful, man. I'm not saying
She's great in the ring, and I would love to see her be, or someone of that caliber. But I can't think of anyone else who could be in that role.
Yeah, I
Except
I
for
agree with you.
if you wanted another like force against Nia, bring in that Piper Niven who was in the NXT, the women's. I can't even think right now. The women's tournament they had.
Right. Yeah.
That would be perfect.
Yeah, there's definitely a couple girls, I believe, because just to make up some stuff that they'll be in that as well.
Right.
People from the
there'll
Mae
be
Young
tons,
Classic,
yeah.
you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, I think Candice will be in it as well. I have that
Right.
written down too. She's kind of my, like if we were talking wild cards, that's my wild card because she just got signed. But I think Candice will show up as well.
So my legend is Caitlyn.
Oh, that'd be fucking awesome.
been
I didn't
training.
even think of that.
She's been training. She's good looking.
I love Caitlyn so much.
Strong as fuck.
I know she's a bodybuilder now.
Yeah,
so
I feel like that would be something fun for me anyway, because I was a fan of hers when her and the
would
AJ
love
Lee
to
was
see
going on.
Caitlyn.
Yep.
And now that you brought that up, that's what I want.
Okay.
That is what I'm in.
So
100%. Still want Lita though.
wild card.
I kind of already touched on mine. It's Candice LeRae because she just got signed, but that's kind of also an NXT signing.
Yeah.
So that's mine.
You're not gonna go with the Ronda Rousey hype that most people are bringing up.
I'll talk about it.
Talk about it.
No, we'll get to it.
We're there.
Well, I want your pick first.
I think I'm going with Stephanie McMahon.
That would be cool. Is she gonna book herself to win it like
Wild card for me.
Triple H did?
Stephanie McMahon, man. I think it would be fucking
McMahon,
awesome.
man. Yeah, no, that would be great. I don't want her to win. That would be
No, I don't. I
because
really
Triple
don't
H
think
did that
she's
once.
gonna do that. But
I think she'll be in it. I actually do.
I think it would be awesome, man. Because I feel like she could play. If she's still a heel, she could play the whole.
Yeah.
You can't start this women's thing. I started it. This is my Rumble. You know what I mean?
That's true,
Talking
and
shit on
that
the
would
way
make
down.
sense
Right,
storyline wise. So
Touch on the Rousey.
the
or
reason
we
I
go
didn't
right into
talk-
the Rumble.
that is the Rumble.
Right, I know.
We
that's
need
what I
to
mean.
we need to pick winners.
Let's do it.
That's why I didn't talk about Ronda Rousey.
She's your pick.
She is going to come in at number 28, 29 maybe, not 30.
Yeah.
And she is going to win the Women's Royal Rumble. Ronda Rousey.
I think if she is in it, she's gonna get eliminated by Charlotte Flair from the outside.
That's a possibility. And that would mean the winner would have to come from Raw then.
No.
Yeah, because it would that would easily set up Rousey and Flair
Right.
for the championship.
But is Rousey ready for a one-on-one match, or could she corner somebody at Mania to face Charlotte?
I think she's winning.
I'm just trying to talk my way out of it because I also think it's going to be a Raw woman, and there's not really much suspense. I do think Ronda may make an appearance.
Well,
I'm hedging my bets.
the reason I think it's not going to be a Charlotte elimination, it could be. That's very well possible, but I think she's going to win and then declare immediately that she wants Charlotte because they have a past.
There you go.
So I'm excited for that.
I think she's not going to win.
Okay.
And it will be a lady from Raw,
And it's going to be...
Nia Jax.
Oh, not who I thought you were going to pick.
Nia versus Alexa Bliss.
I want it. I
Would
want
be
that.
Pretty awesome, in my opinion, because, they get the friend angle. Mm-hmm. Nia's, this isn't being mean. She's huge. Alexa is very small. Like, they're opposite ends of the spectrum.
So, do you think Nia wins in that feud?
I don't know.
I do.
I don't want to get that far.
Right, we'll get there.
I think Nia wins the Women's Royal Rumble. And
that would be awesome.
I think she eliminates Asuka at the end.
And neither of us picked Asuka, who's like the favorite.
She's the happy pick.
She's like the popular one going in.
I
Everyone's
love
like,
her, man.
I do
think
too.
she's great, but I also feel like this won't count.
This isn't the
her.
time. Yeah,
Right.
this isn't the time. It's the obvious pick, and I don't like that. That's
kind of why I agree. Yeah,
that's why I like our picks.
Right.
Both have great feuds ahead of them, probably, and I'm excited to see what happens.
Let's do that.
Let's do it.
To the men.
Geez, yeah.
This is my favorite part of the year.
Me too. It's so much fun.
Let's start with this.
Okay, I have a fuck ton for this.
Let's just go with this. Who were the first two in the ring?
Chris Jericho.
Oh shit, really?
And number 2, the debuting Kenny Omega.
Oh, I can't.
Not permanently. It's a one-off. It's going to be a one-off thing. This was the deal they had with the WWE to send Chris Jericho over to New Japan. I can't take credit for this. One of my buddies had this idea. My buddy Will had this idea, told me on Facebook.
Yeah?
Chris Jericho comes out at number 1, and Kenny Omega comes out at number 2. That's my wild card, by the way.
Don't see either one of them in the Rumble.
Me
but
either.
I like that.
But listen, I can fantasy book, all right?
I like
and
that.
I do have another wild card, so.
Okay. My openings are, I think it's going to be something where you want to get somebody with a cool entrance in there first and second.
Okay.
I'm going Bobby Roode and Finn to start the whole Rumble because they have my two favorite entrances, the two biggest entrances.
They are huge.
And
similar.
Very similar. And I think it'll be cool, man, having Bobby Roode out there, the glorious thing, starting that thing out.
It would hype everyone up real quick.
Finn Balor, they're two baby faces, two people the crowd loves. It would get people right into the match right away.
Or you could do Finn and Shinsuke, another deal, and they have a past.
Yep.
So that would be even better.
Okay. Let's get through some of the Rumble, man. You see any storylines building up here? What do you think?
There will probably be something between Matt and Bray.
Yep.
Fine. I'm sure they'll have an interaction, but it'll be kind of lackluster because they've already had a match and it's nothing. If they do something cool with it, great. And I didn't talk about the Women's Royal Rumble. I want there to be something with Trish and Mickie James as well.
That could be cool.
That would be great. As far as that, I mean, I don't think Randy Orton's going to RKO people. That's about it. I don't see anything building up really.
I do.
Okay,
I
tell
have
me.
a major storyline in mind. I would think would be awesome,
Tell
right
me.
along the lines with Braun coming out and tipping the ring
know.
over.
I want Braun to tip the ring over.
In my opinion, AJ Styles is winning his title match.
Okay,
Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn will be in the Rumble.
as one entry.
Nope.
Like the
It's
duo.
two separate entries.
Oh.
But they're going to be on there, and they're going to be tearing house.
I'm all about this one entry thing.
Then it's going to be 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And here comes the money. Shane McMahon's going to enter
You think Shane will be in the Rumble?
the Rumble just to fuck with Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens.
Okay, sure.
Then the next entrant
Oh no.
is going to be the yes man himself,
Oh no.
Daniel Bryan.
I do think he's like low key cleared to compete, and they're not saying anything.
do
about
think,
it. I think
he's
that.
going to come in and eliminate Shane O'Mac. And that's going to set up their feud to really go.
Only way they can bring Daniel Bryan out at the Royal Rumble is at number 30. That is the only way they can do it.
Or if he's not an entrant, I see him coming out and
Just ruining something.
throwing Shane McMahon over the top
If
rope.
one of those two or both of them are in the Rumble, I do feel like there will be some sort of thing with Daniel Bryan. But if he comes out in the Rumble, it 100% has to be 30.
That is my major
And
storyline.
then
build
people will be
in the
pissed
Rumble.
that he doesn't win because he wouldn't win, and then
but
someone
see,
would have to
again,
eliminate him.
He's
I don't
kind
think
of
it's
a
happening.
heel, so maybe he won't come out in the Rumble. He'll come out and just eliminate Shane because that shit happens all the
That's a
time. in the Rumble.
possibility.
I do see that
It's
happening.
it's a good
I think it
little
would be
theory.
Awesome if Shane McMahon comes out just to fuck with Sami Zayn.
I have a theory myself,
All right,
and it has nothing to do with any of those people you mentioned.
look, continue.
During the Raw 25 segments, like the promo stuff, a lot of CM Punk in those opening bits and the highlights. So CM Punk comes out at number 30 in the Royal Rumble this year.
CM Punk's music hits, and Dolph Ziggler comes out at number 30.
Oh no!
In Philly, it would fucking blow the
That
roof off.
again, didn't know I wanted it till I just heard it, and now I was hoping he would do that when he was doing that whole thing,
I know.
and he never did because they probably can't get that music without fucking Punk being angry, even though they already have it, so it shouldn't be an issue.
They paid for it, yeah.
But that would be fucking amazing, and I really want to see it now. Oh god,
That would be awesome.
Philly would destroy him.
All right, let's do it.
I still have some
2000.
returns. I still have a lot of stuff to talk about.
Then let's hit it, man.
All right, Adam Rose needs to come back.
Not happening.
Oh, all right. What about Eugene?
Not happening.
Okay, how about Paul Burchill?
Not happening.
Simon Dean?
Not happening.
Oh, well. I have no more
You know what's
dreams.
funny? Out of all those names you said, Eugene is the most likely. To
No,
happen.
Eugene is the least likely.
No.
They would not portray a retard on television anymore.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
Paul
yeah.
Burchill, because he's a pirate.
Yeah, that would be dope, man. I was a Burchill fan.
And we didn't talk about Legends either.
All right, let me do my randoms. I'm going to say somebody that would make me
Oh, or
pop.
NXT.
Make me pop if they came out in the Rumble. I know that people are like, he's never going to come back. Carlito.
Carlito would be great.
fucking
I wouldn't
love
consider him a legend,
Carlito.
but it's like a return
That's
legend,
more of a
same
return.
thing.
Well, you just rattled off fucking Eugene.
I just
can't
rattled
throw
off the
Carlito.
best. I just rattled off the best gimmicks in the fucking business.
Carlito's gimmick was awesome.
Carlito's business. Yeah, he was great. What about NXT? Who do you think?
I don't know, man. I feel like I don't want to say this and sound like I'm dissing them. I don't feel like anybody's that ready to be a main call-up yet.
I have two in mind that aren't going to be main call-ups. It's going to be like Ty Dillinger at the beginning, where
Yeah.
he wasn't a call-up. He still had some time on NXT. I'm hoping for either Johnny Gargano, but he's going to go to 205 Live, because why not? And Cassius Ohno.
Yeah.
Because, again, I don't think he's going to be on main roster, maybe at all, but Cassius Ohno would get a pop in the Rumble. Both of them would.
Yeah, I agree with you there, man. I just, I don't know. I don't see any. I don't know. I'm probably gonna be wrong. I mean, they gotta have somebody to.
They'll have
represent
NXT,
the NXT
yeah.
brand. Maybe Aleister Black or somebody like a real
Ooh,
popular
yeah,
guy.
he would be good too.
Velveteen Dream.
But
maybe.
they might not want to make Aleister Black look weak, so they might.
But the Rumble's away. You can,
Yeah.
you can get tossed.
Velveteen
off by
Dream,
accident.
I'd say, is more likely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love that guy, by the way. But yeah, so I would go along the lines of those two. Legends, though, it's wide open, man. I mean, they had
Yeah.
a bunch of people there on Raw 25.
I just don't want the Godfather to come back again.
No, wasted spot.
Mark Henry will probably be in it.
I think Mark Henry's
I
going
think
to
he
be in
will
it
be
as well. I'm going to go with, hey, you never know. MVP could make an appearance in the Rumble.
Big Show will be in it.
Big Show could be in it.
I would assume Big Show would be in it. He's in every one. He was in last year's. He's been in every one since I can remember.
Kane
So
has to be in it.
Kane won't be in it.
He's got.
He wasn't in it last year, was he?
He's just
I don't know.
Most eliminations of all time.
I
man.
know, but-
Gotta pad his stats.
But he's in a championship match. He's not going to be in it, and he's getting pinned.
Dude, Braun's in the championship match, and he's gonna fucking win the Rumble.
You
in my
think he's
fantasy
going to be
land.
in it? Yeah, you think he's
Yeah.
going to be in it, and you think he's going to probably kill people.
Yeah.
Which is fine. So let's get to our actual picks. We want to
right.
do head and heart for this one.
Let's go with this.
Okay.
Head and heart.
Yeah.
Final four in the ring for the
Oh
showdown.
Jesus.
Because for me,
Oh, that's so tough.
I'll
There's so many
start it off.
people.
I'll give you a little Roman Reigns,
Okay.
Finn Balor,
I think you're about to pick the same people I am. Go ahead.
Jason Jordan,
Okay, nope.
because he's gonna steal the number
Right,
30 ball.
right.
from
He's
his
going to take
father,
the ball.
And Shinsuke Nakamura.
Okay. That was close. My final four would be Roman Reigns, Randy Orton, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Finn Balor.
Okay, those were my head picks. Heart,
I don't have a heart one.
Braun's gonna be in there somehow.
Okay, yeah, you want Braun all over the place.
Okay, so out of those four, obviously one of them got to win. You think Roman Reigns is winning the Royal Rumble?
I don't.
Oh,
But I think he will get eliminated last.
yeah.
It's going to be this is my heart pick. The last elimination is going to be Roman, and the person throwing him out is going to be Finn Balor.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
of Raw 25. Not bad, man. Not bad. So, part of me thinks that, like everybody else, Nakamura is probably going to win.
Yeah.
But
I do too, by the way. That's my hit pick.
I feel like the two guys in the company who get the most heat are Jason Jordan and Roman Reigns.
Oh my God! And they have like a backstory
bit,
too,
right.
because they already hate each other.
Right.
So if it came down to them and one of them won, and if Jason Jordan wins the Rumble, that's worse than Roman coming out at 30.
I don't think Jason Jordan's gonna win.
What if he does?
Listen, you got to do your heart first.
Oh, go
this
home.
is my heart. Stop stomping on
I'm
it.
sorry.
Two guys, the most heat in the world. Philadelphia crowd.
Oh no.
Fucking bottles, chairs. Fucking
It would be. It would be
Everything's
the Attitude
getting
Era
thrown in the
all
ring.
over again.
And Jason Jordan, this is my heart pick, throws Roman Reigns into the third row and goes on to WrestleMania.
Yeah, but here's the thing. If Jason Jordan eliminates Roman Reigns, all that heat goes out the window.
No, because Jason Jordan is your number one contender in the crowd.
That's true.
hates
That's a
him.
good point.
If Roman eliminates Jason Jordan, the crowd hates him. So it's just like
There's
gonna
no
go
winning
nuts.
for either man. There's no winning.
So my head pick, you went with Finn.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a solid choice.
Wait,
I feel like
my head pick was Shinsuke. My heart pick was Finn.
Finn? Okay.
I want Finn, but I don't think it's going to happen.
I think safe picks are Roman, Finn, Shinsuke, obviously.
I think Randy will be in the mix just because he's Randy Orton.
Yeah, I just don't see him. But
No, he
yeah,
won't win.
Right.
But we were talking Final Four.
No,
He'll
no.
be in the Final Four.
I'm saying safe
No matter
picks
who
to
else
win
is
it, though, are those three guys.
Oh, absolutely.
And I don't know why I'm going to say this.
Oh, no. I'm scared.
Roman Reigns.
You think Roman's winning the Rumble
In
again?
Philly again. Nuclear heat.
That's true. Yeah.
Nuclear
because when he won, it was in Philly, wasn't it?
It was.
Oh,
and
no.
And The Rock came out. Didn't help.
No, it did not.
Like,
It did not help at all. That's a great pick.
I just feel like maybe it's because like in my heart I'm a troll, and I feel like that would be an ultimate troll. Just having Roman win, coming in at 30
Again?
fucking
Oh,
coming in
no.
at 30, completely fresh,
no. Yeah, because he wouldn't have had a match. He doesn't have a match.
completely fresh.
He's in the Rumble. He's got to be in the Rumble at least. Because that
Yeah,
would be
dude.
so much heat. Have him come out at 1. Have
And
Roman
just
come
go
out at
all
1.
the way.
Yeah, have Roman come out. If you really want heat on Roman, have him come out at 1 and win the entire thing.
And make him go longer than Rey Mysterio, so he breaks all these records. He breaks out the elimination
Breaks the
records.
elimination record. He
Everybody.
just hello, I'm Roman. I look strong. I'm winning everything. Fuck you all. It'll be you know what? Great. Yes.
I'm not gonna lie. I mean, maybe it's because I'm an asshole, but I would laugh my ass off if that happened.
I wouldn't
so
even
many
be
people
mad.
would be mad.
I know, because so many. I wouldn't be mad because everybody else would be, and they'd be doing it for me. I'd be like, "Yup, this." I just give them a round of applause because they finally got it right with Roman. Because they embrace the heat now.
You gotta embrace the hate, dude. You gotta
my
do
God.
it. I just think that would be awesome. I think it would be hilarious. I mean, he is like. I mean, Super Bowl's right around the corner. The New England Patriots get the heat that Roman gets from casual fans who don't live in New England.
Well, I don't. I live in New England, and I hate the Patriots.
I know you do. I love them. But
Go Browns.
okay, I'm a Browns fan too. We both know this. But yeah, he's got that New England Patriot heat where like
yeah, that's a good comparison actually.
they're good guys. They never say anything wrong, but people hate them.
That's a real good. He's Tom Brady.
Yeah,
Roman Reigns is the equivalent of Tom Brady in the wrestling world.
and it's amazing. People are just sick of them.
The difference
being
is though, I like Roman Reigns.
there. Yeah.
I don't like Tom Brady.
Hey, what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna just eat my shit and fucking deal with all the championships they win in their
Oh, yeah,
lifetime,
yeah.
which is both of them. They both do it. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
literally the same thing.
I know. I nailed that shit, dude.
Man, so that's it.
I think that's it, dude. And then I think the Raw after the Rumble is gonna be a big one too.
I think they're gonna treat it like they treat the Raws after Mania,
Right, I think
which
it-
I'm hoping they'll be. Maybe Candice LeRae will show up. Maybe they'll just shoot her up to main, which I think they should. I don't think she needs developmental.
Yeah, but a lot of the guys I don't think need developmental.
That's true.
That's basically just a point where, because people, you could say what you want, but the WWE is a different brand than anything on the Indies. They have to wrestle for the camera, not for the crowd in the arena. So they have to learn some basic things that might be a little bit different.
That's true.
That's just talking from somebody
She could
who
use a little like
in the
performance,
inside.
like the performance class and all
Right,
that. But
right.
I don't want to have her there long. I don't
agree.
want to have her in NXT long.
And it could be character building, could be a bunch of different
And I think
things.
she'll be on Raw too when she does get called up.
Yeah, her
Face
and Alexa.
Alexa, yeah.
That'd be a dope match, dude.
I'm excited. But now it's time for my favorite part of but I can't even speak. My favorite part of the show.
What's that?
Plugs.
Plugs. Why don't you start it off, my dude?
All right. We're on Twitter. Hashtag StillRealAfterParty. At StillRealAfterParty. StillRealAP on Twitter. And then your thing.
Yeah, I mean, I run the Instagram, do the memes. We are at...
You might as well run the Twitter now, too.
At Still Real to Us, TOUS. Yeah,
You're funnier than me. I don't know.
Make a bunch of dumb jokes on the Still Real AP Twitter. But, yeah, again, stillreal2us.com for all the news and notes. Still Real
all the memes.
2 US on Twitter for all the news that breaks. That's where you're going to see it first. Facebook, it's Still Real to Us. Damn it. And that is a wrap, I think.
We're also on Patreon if you want to support the show financially. You don't have to. Whatever. We get it. We're a bunch of dumb idiots. But if you enjoy the show and you want to help us out in any way possible, it's Still Real After Party on Patreon as well.
So, my man, what do you say we get out of here? Sound like a plan?
Go watch Riverdale.
All right. Hey, guys. Peace, love, and leg drops. We out.
Happy Rusev Day.